leave once they get older. It was harder. I should have left when they were younger, but it's just a blessing when you all that you've been through in a abusive relationship, and then you finally find someone. Like I said, no relationship is perfect, but just someone that you both on the same page. You love God, you honor God. Like it's just
and like one of the most important things for me is she prays for me every day. Like I get a text message every day, and it's not she ain't typing. She records a prayer every day. And I feel like some days I don't feel like praying, right?
Yeah, that's natural.
But she covers me. Like some days the stress of life, I'm just keeping it real. I be like, God, you my man, but I don't have the strength today to pray. And to have a woman that's covering you in prayer every single day, it's just like, where did this come from?
Him?
Yeah.
That's where it came from. But I wanted to say to you, Keisha, one of the shows that we recently did, Michael asked a question about, having regrets, and we talked about redemption. And one of the things I said was I didn't have any regrets, and I was referring to kind of like you, that divorce that I went through, even though during the process I fought it. I didn't want it. I didn't want anything to be associated. I just didn't want to go through it. As bad as, everything was, a divorce is not what I wanted to deal with. But now on the other side of it, I can see the redemption. If it had not been for me going through that, I wouldn't have Michael, right? I wouldn't be the woman that I am and showed up as the best woman that I've ever been in my life to him, because of everything the devil took me through over there. So when I deal with this man, like you, I operate in the spirit of gratitude and knowing that God brought me through it, and I didn't think I was going to make it mentally or emotionally, but on the other side, it was like, God, you so good, because the other one can't compare to this one. Not that I'm doing a comparison, but if I had to talk about it, I'm like, Jesus, redemption is your main thing, huh?
Hey, George.
There we go. Here you go, Keisha. Here you go.
Hey,
George.
What?
You heard what she said?
About redemption?
No, about we had everything what she was just saying.
The other is not
You know what that is, right, George?
Oh yeah.
That's that bass blood. That's that bass blood. Like Tam said, that's that bass blood.
Right, exactly.
But this woman to woman, Keisha, I think a lot of women felt like me and perhaps felt like you. Part of me not wanting to go through with the divorce was listening to the BS of the world and social media, being a black woman, thinking that, this is it. I'm probably not going to be able to remarry again, knowing what the world is like. But God had a different plan. I'm not married to this man, but I know that man ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And had I known that it was going to turn out like this for me, I wouldn't have fought it so hard. I just would have let go and be like, God, have your way. Let the trash take itself out. So I just think your story is more of a testimony to women who are in bad marriages, and you're able to remarry with the best man that you've ever been with in your life, and you're happy, and you know that it's from God, and you can operate in your marriage as a godly and a feminine woman. And that is a blessing in and of itself, that you don't have to show up in your marriage competing with your man or operating in his energy. So, yeah.
And then women also have to know, like before me and George, like when I saw George, and I didn't even tell him that I had moved back in the area and that I was separated, because God was honestly like, I don't know, for you as well, when you're in some relationship like that, I had to get myself together, because whoever I was going to eventually, if I was going to date somebody, I wanted to be the best version of myself and not have a man to make me whole. I needed to go, like, that was just traumatic being in the relationship. So I needed time to get my space together, get my head right, and get myself together again, emotionally, financially, and just work on me, because I couldn't be damaged goods coming into and expecting George to, like, I had to strengthen my faith in God. He tried to date me. We dated a couple years ago, and my husband was involved in some criminal activity where the police came and knocked down my door and everything. And it was really bad. And my uncles were like wanting me to leave him. Everybody wanted me to leave him. And George was like, come with me. I'll take care of you and your kids. But
he was snitching.
I didn't trust. It was a dangerous situation. I didn't trust George. I just couldn't. I wasn't at the point in my life where I could put my trust in another man, and I didn't believe him, so I stayed. And but God had a plan, because I said maybe we both weren't at the stage in our lives. We don't know if we would have been that couple back then that we are now. We both probably had a lot of more growing up to do and soul searching and finding each other. So I thank God it was God's timing that when He brought us back together. I can truly say I was healed from that relationship and other, like, just a lot of things. So it was good timing.
Great, praise God. Praise God.
Yeah.
Michael, what do you have to say? Contribute to the conversation.
I like her, George.
That's my boo.
I do too.
Yeah, I like y'all too.
Yeah, we definitely got to come up.
We got to get together. We got to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Soon as the weather break.
Yeah, we got to, man. We got to.
Yeah.
Tony, what you got to say about that, Tony?
Man.
Tony.
He said he knows y'all tired.
Tony, where you at, Tony?
Yeah, I'm right here, bro. What's happening?
What you got to say about what they was talking about?
I mean, what can I say, man? Like, their stories and testimonies, man, are true. Is a true will of, a bouncing back from such hard conditions or bad treatment. You know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes even when those times look like, life has you by a hold, man, and you think that's, no tomorrow or tomorrow will come, man. It's like, what I mean? You see someone and they end up being, that glimmer